Radio, remember radio. We'd sit and close our eyes and use our imagination.
Welcome to the Radio Hall of Fame at the Museum of Broadcast Communications. One of the projects of the Radio Hall of Fame is reenactments of vintage radio comedy, mystery, and dramatic programs. On a regular basis, members of our Those Were the Days radio players perform reenactments of actual scripts that were broadcast during those golden days. They take these scripts and sound effects and technical material out to the people throughout the metropolitan Chicago area and at the Museum of Broadcast Communications as well. If you ever had the chance to see a radio broadcast in the good old days, you know what we're talking about. If you never got to see a radio broadcast in the good old days, well, we've got a little treat for you because we're going to give you an idea of what it was like to be in the audience of a radio broadcast. Now, you're going to see lots of sound effects equipment, and you're also going to see members of our Northwest Suburban group of our Those Were the Days radio players. This is the way it was, except now you're going to be part of it. So come on in to the radio studio and let's see what it was like in the good old days of radio.
We are the Northwest Suburban Ensemble of the Those Were the Days radio players, and we are first and foremost fans of old-time radio. And because we love old-time radio, we are presenting to you plays just as they were performed in the radio studios. Do you remember old-time radio? Good old-time radio? Let us bring you back to that time. That time when Harry Truman, our president, told us the buck stops here. When you paid only 39 cents for a half gallon of milk and 70 cents for a dozen eggs. I remember hurrying home from school and turning that dial searching for my favorite program. Do you remember? Wait, can you hear Pierre Andre announce?
It's adventure time with Little Orphan Annie.
Who's that little chatterbox? The one with the auburn locks. Whom do you see? It's little Orphan Annie. She and Sandy make a pair. They never seem to have a care. Cute little she, this little Orphan Annie.
Say, things are sure mighty exciting for Annie these days, and for you too. All of Annie's friends who drink sweet chocolate-flavored Ovaltine can get her well-new shake-up mug absolutely free. Ask Mother to get you a can of sweet chocolate-flavored Ovaltine right now and send in that seal for your free shake-up mug tonight.
Always with a sunny smile. Now wouldn't it be worth the while if you could be like little Orphan Annie?
Maybe you were searching for
Jack Armstrong!
Jack Armstrong! Jack Armstrong!
Jack Armstrong, the all-American boy.
Wave the black nuts and high boys, show them how we stand. Ever shall our team be champions, known throughout the land.
Wheaties Breakfast of Champions brings you the thrilling adventures of Jack Armstrong, the all-American boy.
Wow, I'm ready to send in my box top right now. And who can ever forget the greatest of all superheroes?
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman!
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Gee, that was exciting. Do you remember everybody's favorite teenager?
Jello presents...
Henry Aldrich.
Coming, Mother.
Yes, it's the Aldrich Family, based on characters created by Clifford Goldsmith and starring Ezra Stone as Henry and Jackie Kelk as Homer. Yes, it's the Jello Family.
Oh, the big red letters stand for the Jello family.
Oh, the big red letters stand for the Jello family. That's Jello.
Yum, yum, yum.
Jello puddings.
Yum, yum, yum.
Jello tap. tapioca puddings.
Yes, sirree.
And now for the Aldrich family.
Those kids' shows were fun, but radio had no equal in frightening us, and we just loved being scared to death late at night with the lights out, hiding under the bed covers. Who didn't have shivers when we heard?
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrong, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, as haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. The Shadow's true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, the lovely Margot Lane.
Radio also taught us right from wrong. We could see in our mind those criminals marching through the jail yard at the beginning of Gangbusters!
Sloan's Liniment, your faithful friend when muscles ache and pain, presents Gangbusters.
Calling the police, calling the G-men, calling all Americans to war on the underworld.
Gangbusters, brought to you by the makers of Sloan's Liniment. With the cooperation of leading law enforcement officials of the United States, Gangbusters presents facts in the relentless war of the police on the underworld. Authentic case histories that show the never-ending activity of the police in their work of protecting our citizens. America's crusade against crime. Gangbusters.
Today, the Crypt Keeper tells of the tales from the crypt. Yesterday, we had Raymond, the host, bringing us through the creaking door.
Lipton Tea and Lipton Soup presents Inner Sanctum Mysteries. Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum. This is your host to welcome you through the creaking door for another half hour of lovely chills and shudders. Oh, before we begin tonight, I'd like to give you a word of advice. If you should ever walk through a cemetery at midnight and come face to face with a transparent personality floating above a tombstone, don't be frightened. After all, you can see right through him.
Major Bose, I miss the shadow nose, Fred Allen's alley folks, the laughter of Duffy's Tavern, Helen Trent. Then we went to Can You Top This? Suspense and the Whistler sent those shivers up our spines. Uncle Don, I wish that he was on. Jack Armstrong, Mert and Mark,